Welcome to LAPUx Lessons. This podcast is a growing collection of conversations with thought leaders in the online professional development space. Here at LAPU, our award-winning team strives to create world-class online learning experiences that put humanity back into learning. Join us on our journey to innovate in the online classroom and show the world what learning feels like.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. My name is Kenna Miller, and I am an instructional designer here at LAPU on the e-learning team. I'm here today with Alison Doocy, and today we are going to talk to you about why our professional development courses are better. We strive to include hands-on activities that allow students to exhibit skills that we have taught them in each course, and that is our goal in each of our LAPUx courses. First off, I'm going to hand it over to Alison and let her introduce herself, and then we'll get started.
Hi, Kenna. Thank you so much. My name is Alison. I'm an HR generalist at Los Angeles Pacific University. I've been with the company for 5 years, and a little bit of my background is I specialize really in the human resources information systems. I've helped probably 40 different companies transform their systems from one to another. And then also kind of help them with best practices, what is the industry doing in their section and things like that, and how can they run their business the most efficiently. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Thanks, Alison. I'm so happy to have you here today. So today we're going to touch on what we've done in our human resources courses and some of our other professional development courses to make them the best learning experience for our participants. So at this point, can you give me a story or an experience that you've had of training that was just really hard to get through and was online?
I did actually have an online class in college. And reflecting back, it was extremely difficult because there was no interaction. The class was they gave you a Word document with 50 different assignments in it, and you just had to work through that, and then you submitted it at the end of the semester. So that class was really difficult because you had to be very self-disciplined to stay on top of every assignment. There was no one saying, okay, you should be this far in the assignments by this time. If you got behind, there was really no way to catch up. And there wasn't realistic expectations of how much time the assignments would take. So for people that were procrastinating, they failed the class. There was no way for them to make it up. And for people that were staying with it, it was just overwhelming. Every assignment, the amount of hours it took. By the time you got to the end of the semester, submitted it, my Word document was over 200 pages. You know that the teacher and the teacher's assistants are not reading 200 pages in the amount of time they have to grade. So there was no feedback. It was kind of like you had no idea what they were looking for in the assignments, the writing style, you kind of just felt lost. And it was just, the whole experience was just completely overwhelming. So that was, one experience I had with online learning that was really difficult to get through.
Yeah, I've definitely been in your shoes. I feel the same way. A lot of online classes, especially classes that have zero interaction and are completely asynchronous and self-paced, I feel like there is such little interaction that you're not very motivated to get through the entire class and put your whole effort into it because, like you said, there's no feedback, there's no expectations, and there's no, just guidance to help you get through it and actually have a meaningful learning opportunity. So that's great that you brought that up. And what's awesome about our LAPUx classes are that we really strive to provide all of those things, even in an asynchronous self-paced course. So a couple things that we've done are that we do provide expectations for every module about how long it should take, about what's required from you to really gain a great learning experience out of that module. And we provide just-in-time training so that the entire course doesn't take you too long to complete and that you're really getting the nitty-gritty skills that you need to be successful on whatever topic it is. Another thing that we've really tried to include in every course that we've made is some kind of activity that allows the participant to gain hands-on experience in whatever that topic is. For example, I know that we've worked together on our HR courses. If anybody out there is interested, we have an HR course called Talent Planning and Development, which features a simulation, which was one of the first things that we launched as LAPUx. And this simulation actually allows you to go through the entire hiring process from the beginning to the actual hire of the employee. And it's an awesome experience for HR professionals who are involved in any type of hiring, or even managers that do hiring themselves. Not only are you learning the whole process in the course, but by the end, once you've completed the whole process through your course materials, you get to apply it right then in practice in the course before you do it in real life. It really gives you that opportunity to have a safe space where you can make mistakes, and you're guided through the whole process with support from the course. Allison, do you have another example that you would like to talk about?
Definitely. I think when we were going through and saying, okay, how are we going to develop an HR course that's fun and, where people are really learning something, we went back to the model that was developed by e-learning, which is the LAPU model. It's learn, apply, practice, and utilize. How are we going to have them learn? How are we going to have them apply what they've learned? How will they really remember it once they go through it? Because a lot of times, you learn it and it's like you never touch it again. So how do we really make sure they remember? How do we have them apply it so it really sticks with them? And how do we make sure what we're teaching them is useful and that they can actually take it to the job and to their personal lives? And so even just incorporating pictures and doing an accordion type of learning where you only present what they're learning, a little snippet on the page, and then they'll go to the next one and it has a picture and a little snippet. We did simulations, which you were talking about. That was really fun. And a simulation that we came up with was how to hire people. How are you going to process a resume that you get? How are you going to find the right person for the job? So really being able to show people and teach people how to do that, but then to also let them have a chance to do it themselves and practice. So we created something where people could go down different tracks and say, okay, here's someone's resume. Would you set them up for an interview or not? And why? What's your thought process? So we want to see kind of where their mind's going with it, and then kind of tell them best practices. You want to make sure if someone is going to be on site that they're close in location, that the money that they're looking for is matching what you're able to pay, and that the company culture matches with who they are and that they'll feel happy and fulfilled in this role. So the simulations were a great activity that we were able to incorporate. Why don't you talk a little bit about the chatbots?
We did introduce a chatbot in our next HR course that we're launching pretty soon here. It might actually be launched by the time this episode goes live. That course is Employee Relations and Engagement. So it deals with engaging with employees, unions, contracts, all of those topics, as well as employee discipline and termination. In this course, we developed a chatbot, which allows the participant to engage with a bot and reply to the bot as if they were in, for this example, if they were in an HR or manager role. And the chatbot scenario is that the bot is an employee who is leaving the company and you are conducting an exit interview. So this allows the participant to basically ask questions to gain insight into why the person is leaving the company and to see if there's anything that the company can improve to create a better environment for all employees. Like if there was something that was missing or something that they can do better to help support employees. And from an HR or manager perspective, this could be very important. A lot of companies do this when employees leave, but some don't. And this is a great opportunity for participants to practice giving this kind of exit interview to employees and knowing what questions to ask to get the information and data that they're looking for. Chatbots are something that we are really trying to incorporate as an e-learning team. There's actually also a free course on LAPUx, and it's called How to Build a Chatbot. So if you're particularly interested in this, check out LAPUx, where you can actually take the course for free and learn how to make one of these chatbots. And it's a really cool tool to simulate a situation where there is interaction between two people. And you can even build it into a branching scenario where, depending on what the participant asks the bot or chooses, you can set it up so it's multiple choice based. It branches into a separate scenario. And this allows the participant to see how their decisions affect the overall situation. So this is a really cool tool for any type of branching scenarios. And I'm so happy also that you brought up the LAPU model, Alison. That is something that we use currently in all of our professional development courses here at LAPU. It stands for Learn, Apply, Practice, and Utilize. And just to give you a brief overview of that, in the Learn section, we present all of the new information to the student. So that's where any type of definition or explanation or where we dive into the topic basically occurs. And then we present a separate section after that in the Apply, where we will provide a guided walkthrough of that topic. So whether that be a situation, simulation, a type of quiz, we have a variety of different ways that we've kind of gone through the topic in the Apply section. And then there's also practice, which allows the student to practice whatever the topic is. And that can be shown in various ways as well, maybe a discussion board or something like that, which also allows them to engage with their peers who are also taking this course. And then finally, the Utilize option provides them with either a situation, a discussion board, or some other type of activity where they can bring those skills into their either current profession or life and apply it in a real world situation that we provide in that section. We will actually have an episode at a later time that goes over the LAPU model if you would like to learn more about that. Definitely check out LAPUx if you're interested in that. All right, I have another question for you, Alison. Why, in your opinion, do you think it's beneficial to students to have this kind of course?
Being a student on both ends, one that did a traditional school and then one that did an online school, I really love the ability to incorporate videos and discussions and the assessments and chatbots. It's all of these different ways of learning that really allows it to set in and stick with you. The assessments and really how the curriculum is broken up. How we don't just display everything on one page. Everything is broken up section by section, and we try to include a little assessment for each one before they continue, so they can really see, am I getting these concepts before I move on? Should I review a few more things before I go on to the next section? And the flashcards, we haven't mentioned those yet. That's a really fun way of learning. We created a lot of flashcards with terms and different activities that they could do. And then the discussions, allowing people to really think for themselves and reflect on what they've learned. And I love that this has the ability to build on itself with discussion posts, because these courses are going to be taken by people at different times. We're not starting everyone at the same time like a traditional school. However, they will see posts from people who have taken the course before them. So they're able to still interact with people that may not be in their class currently. And then people that have posted in the past will still be able to see other people that have posted, and they can go back and still interact with people that are just taking the course now and build off those topics and create those relationships with people that are interested in the same things that they're learning about, and really create that network. It's not only about what you learn, but it's about the people that you know and who are you going to connect with, and having even someone on the internet to share with, and having a group on the internet that you can engage with. It's just a wonderful way to learn, and it's so much more adaptive and innovative than just going and sitting in a room for an hour. So I feel like how we were able to present the information, it's a lot more interactive, and it really does allow someone to learn and really hold on to what they've learned and apply it in the real world.
Yeah, thank you, Allison. I completely agree with you. I'm really happy with how our courses turned out, and we actually have another one coming up if you're interested in HR, which will be strategic human resources. That's a topic that I'm really excited to dive into and build, so I can incorporate some of these awesome ideas into those. And some other things that we have are search engine optimization. That's a course that's coming up, as well as some of our free courses like resume building, which is awesome if you're looking to get back into the job market or looking to change careers. We can help you out with that. Check back all the time at LAPUx, because we have so many courses launching all the time that I know can be very beneficial to professionals in this space.
One thing I love about LAPU is they really focus on the adult learner. And these courses are really created where you can pop in for just a half an hour. If you only have a half an hour, you can get in there and it's meaningful. And then you can take your time, take care of your kids, make dinner. A lot of people are working professionals, so they still have their job to do. So I love how pretty much every course that we create from day one is really designed for working adults. And it's something that you can get through while you're doing all the million things on your plate.
Yeah, exactly, Allison. It is a great opportunity for working professionals and really anybody who's a professional. A lot of our courses are geared towards students. Some of our free courses are geared toward emerging professionals. So, if you want to know how to write a professional email or how to interview for that job that you want, we can help you with that. And like you said, it's very manageable if you are a professional that has a job and has a family and, other commitments. Allison, do you have any other thoughts on this topic or anything that you want to add?
I would just encourage anyone listening to this. I was one of those people that was like, I'm never going to go back to school. I'm done, but I had someone encouraging me and saying, no, you can do this. You should pursue your goals and your passions. And, if someone's just listening and they're not sure, here's my voice telling you, you can do it, and just go for it.
I love that positivity, and we are here to help you. We believe that you can achieve whatever you want to with our courses. So
it's amazing how good you feel once you accomplish something that you've set out to do.
Yes, exactly. You got this. If you're interested, definitely check out LAPUx, because I'm sure there's something on there that you can benefit from.
Well, thank you so much, Kenna. It was so nice catching up with you today.
You too. Thank you so much. And thank you to all of our listeners. We hope that you enjoyed our podcast, and we will see you next time.
Thank you for listening to this episode of LAPUx Lessons. We hope you had fun learning something new today. If you did, please take a few seconds to review our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're listening. We value your feedback so highly because we are doing this for you. Come connect with us on social media so we can get to know you better. All of our channels are listed in the show description. Before you go, we want to invite you to visit x.lapu.edu to see the courses that our awesome team has created. Check back often as we are always developing new offerings. Or you can subscribe to this podcast where we will announce and feature new courses as they become available. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in, and remember, this is what learning feels like.